Hello and welcome to Old Nerd Buys Fantasy Books from Facebook Marketplace. This is episode 3. The first 2 episodes, I had gone to a seller that I found on Facebook Marketplace. This time I returned to that same seller. She has a huge collection. These were her husband's books. He's passed away. He had a wall full of paperback fantasy books. A little bit of sci-fi, but mostly fantasy. I went back this time and bought some more. I don't want to say how much I spent because she definitely did her research on these books and charged accordingly. Gave me a slight deal, but still a little pricey. But these are great and I don't regret it. The main reason I went this time was to get these Red Sonjas. There's all 6 of these Red Sonjas series here. And you can see price tag's still on a lot of these. I think they're from like Walden Books or B. Dalton Bookseller. I can't remember. I've seen the name on some of these stickers. I've seen the name on where this fella bought a lot of his books on some of the stickers that are on them. But very nice set of these from the, I'm guessing the 80s, right? Are these all Boris Vallejo covers? Introduction by Roy Thomas, our buddy Roy the Boy Thomas from Marvel Comics, who writes Conan. I don't know if he wrote the Red Sonja comics for Marvel Comics or not. Here we are. B. Dalton Bookseller. Can you read that? Yeah, I don't know if it'll come into focus or not. That's that price tag is from B. Dalton Booksellers. Yeah, can't get it to come into focus and be lit at the same time. Forward by Roy Thomas. When were these written? (1981), First Ace Printing, December 1981. Copyright 1981, Glenn Lord. But it has 2 authors. I think it's the same 2 authors on each of these books, David C. Smith and Richard L. Tierney. Back at this, cover art by Boris Vallejo. I believe that's who did all the covers, all the cover paintings. But yeah, all 6 of those. I believe there's only 6, and these are in great shape for being 40 years old, 45 years old. Yeah, 6 of them. So there were 6 in this series, and he had all of them, and that was one of the reasons I went back again and picked these up from the lady. Another reason were for the rest of these. Gary Gygax. So this series, this Greyhawk Adventures, this is by Gary Gygax. He's a co-creator of Dungeons and Dragons. At the bottom you can see the TSR logo down there. I can get it to come into focus. He wrote the first 2 in this series. And then for some sort of business issues or legal issues, he left. And then there's 5 more that were written by this Rose Estes. She wrote the following 5 in this series for TSR. However, after these first 2 that were written by Gary Gygax, he went his own way and he wrote and published these 5 novels. Gord the Rogue. And so basically Gary Gygax started this series with the first 2 books, left, and then wrote these. So this is kind of like the timelines, the reality timelines or whatever split here. So Rose Estes continued this series for TSR, but Gary Gygax continued the character in his own series of these books. So this I think would be interesting to read. Like, to start here, read these first 2, then maybe jump over to here to continue on Gary Gygax's original idea, and then to go ahead and maybe at the same time or afterwards read those 5 that were written by Rose Estes. So I don't know what I'll do. These books are pretty thick. That's a big commitment. But when did these come out? As you can see, it looks very much like a TSR instruction manual, like the artwork you'd find in there. I don't recognize that artist's signature down at the bottom. Got a map, just like you have in any good Dungeons and Dragons manual. Let's see, when was this written? First printing, 1987. So this series, this spin-off series by Gary Gygax started in 1987. When did he write these? Book 1. Good frontispiece artwork. Very Dungeons and Dragons-y. Saga Volstead, 1985. So this series was started in 1985. So I don't know, probably went throughout the late 80s with these, into the 90s a little bit. But yeah, that's why I went back to that lady and picked up some more of her books, was so I could get a hold of these Red Sonjas and these TSR Gary Gygax books. They're kind of rare, I guess, the Gary Gygax stuff. Kind of hard to find, especially in good condition, which is why one big reason why I went back, because I wanted to pick those up too. So that's my Old Nerd Buys Fantasy Books off Facebook Marketplace, episode 3. I don't know if I'll go back or not. I might. She's still got a lot of stuff there. She actually asked me if I'd come back at Christmas time to give her some more money for Christmas presents. So maybe I will. We'll see. But anyway, that's it for this time. If anybody knows about any of these books, the Red Sonja series, or Gary Gygax as an author, not only as the Dungeons and Dragons co-creator, but as an author, what other things I should look for by him, or if there is any more by him, please comment down below. Otherwise, like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.